Welcome to the Bearcat Coaches Show. I'm Graham Simpson. With me is head men's soccer coach Lee Squires. Lee, your team played Saturday, got a 2-0 victory over Georgia Southwestern. How do you think your team played?
Yeah, I think it was good. Certainly a crucial 3 points for us. A clean sheet, is always helpful. I think we've got an unbelievable record when we've kept a clean sheet or limited teams to only one goal. So, and not just the manner of the clean sheet. I think they only had 2 shots, 0 on target. So defensively, very resolute, very sound. And then we know that the closer and closer you get to postseason and big games, that set pieces can be a difference. And fairly well executed, part scrappy set piece, opened the game up, and then we executed part of the game plan to get in behind them with the second goal from Marco. So overall, it was scrappy, it was chippy. We did well not to kind of rise to it and get frustrated and drawn into a game that we don't want to be involved in. But also, stood up and be counted and made sure that we're going to get intimidated or affected in any way by the amount of fouls that were in the game. And ultimately 2-0. I think it was relatively comfortable, although it's never as simple and as cut and dry as that in the pitch.
And you also played last Wednesday. You fell behind Acquaintance State. It was 3-2 before it was halted by rain. You will resume that match. What adjustments or things do you think you could change for your team to get ahead in that matchup?
Yeah, it'll certainly be a unique situation. We've only got 24 minutes left to try and salvage something from the game. We know we have to be on the front foot. We have to go for it. Again, it's something I've never experienced before in resuming a match with only 20 or 25 minutes to go. So we need to play forwards. We need to be direct, try and put them under a lot of pressure and put them on the back foot, and hopefully we can rescue something from the game.
And looking ahead, you play North Georgia and Flagler on the road this week. What are some keys for your team to look up to lock the first place in PBC? I believe you're just 4 points away from that.
Yeah, we know we're getting closer, but we have to take one game at a time. That's no cliche, but it rings true right now. Just one game at a time. North Georgia, tough place to go, the compact turf pitch, a team that's fighting. For their postseason seeding as well. So, and then ironically with Flagler at the weekend, we had a chance in 2019 to go down to Flagler and get at least a share of the regular season title when a lot of these guys who are graduating now were freshmen. So a bit of irony there in having kind of possibly the same thing again, but we need to make sure we take care of business on Wednesday. 2 tough road games, and for region rankings as well, we need to make sure that we treat each game with the respect it deserves and put on a performance to come out of it with 3 points.
Coach, thank you for the time as always. We'll be back with more coaches on the Bearcat Coaches Show after these messages.
As the holiday season rolls around, please consider supporting Lander University Athletics on Giving Tuesday, November 29th. With over 740 student athletes and 23 sports programs, Lander Athletics aims to build on the tradition of successes from the first 3 years of the Lander Athletics Giving Tuesday initiative that has raised around $250,000 to ensure Bearcat sports programs continue to thrive in the classroom, excel in competition, and develop tight community bonds in Greenwood, South Carolina. Each sports program has tailored their own goals for Giving Tuesday to address unique needs that they hope to fulfill in order to enhance the overall success of their program and to further Lander University Athletics mission. Those interested in supporting Lander Athletics Giving Tuesday can visit landerbearcats.com for more information. Online donation pages will be available to accept gifts starting Tuesday, November 8th.
Welcome back to the Bearcat Coaches Show. I am with head men's tennis coach Brett Simpson. And Coach, you wrapped up the fall 2 weekends ago in the Lander Invitational. How do you feel your team performed in the tournament?
We had a good tournament. We had it was a 53 player event, so it was a big event. We had 6 individual flights, 3 in singles, 3 doubles flights. We ended up winning 3 of those singles flights, so we won half of the flights, and we won 1 doubles flight, the 3rd flight, which you were a part of, you and Ben Bates. In one of the singles flights, we were in the final, and it was 2 of our players. We decided not to play the final. Ismail El Shafai won his flight, So, we had some strong individual performances.
And with the spring fastly approaching, who are some players you're counting on to have a big season?
Well, I'm definitely counting on our senior leadership. Matt DeGroot, we got Nicholas Chan, we got Hugo Regnier, a junior. We've got some pretty experienced guys, but we've also got some new guys that add to that. Really, I'm counting on everyone. It's hard to say who's actually going to be, the 6 players in our lineup week to week. We've got a lot of good players, and I could play a lot of combinations of those guys. So we'll just have to see how things pan out in the early spring and try to get a lineup somewhat set. But yeah, I'm counting on everyone. It's a total team effort to succeed. So.
Coach, thank you for your time as always. We'll be back with more of the Bearcat Coaches Show after these messages.
Break on the Lake offers a menu loaded with a wide range of delicious seafood and steaks, along with an amazing selection of handcrafted cocktails. From appetizers to soups and salads, Break on the Lake's food is served with an intimate space perfect for a cozy meal with family or a quiet date night. Whatever you're here for, you can always count on Break on the Lake for fresh seafood and a warm welcome from their team. Thanks to Sports Break and Break on the Lake, proud sponsors of Bearcat Athletics.
Welcome back to the Bearcat Coaches Show. I am with head volleyball coach Jeff Reynolds. Coach, you lost to Augusta 3-1 last Tuesday, but you followed that up, responded with a defeat to USC Aiken. You beat them, then Young Harris at home in a pretty big game. How do you feel like your team responded after the loss?
Well, the Augusta game, that was for the kind of the lead. Well, it was for the lead in the standings, and so that was kind of a big game. So, yeah, definitely concerned about the next couple of matches after that, after losing such a tough game, and then obviously having beat them at our place a couple weeks before. But I think against Aiken, it came out strong, and I think we had a good game plan, and the girls just worked hard to execute that. We had a lull in, I think, the second set, but kind of fought back and got back into it against Young Harris. Their goal was to come out and compete through the entire match, and so I think we accomplished that. And put us in a good situation for the weekend or after the weekend. So it was a good way to respond.
And speaking of looking ahead, you step out of conference play this week as you're on the road. You face several SAC teams. You start off at Anderson, then you go to Tennessee, you take on Carson Newman, Mars Hill, Lincoln Memorial. What's the mindset for the team as you've been locked up with conference play, now you step out of conference play? What are you looking at for your team ahead of weeks?
Well, this is there's seasons within a season, and this week is a whole different season. It's a different mindset. The conference season is about winning the conference and hosting the tournament and all that stuff. So those are a different set of goals. This is for regional ranking purposes. This is about improving our ranking in the region to help us kind of ensure that we get to a situation where we can, regardless of how the season plays out, that we get to a spot where we can possibly earn a spot at the NCAA regional tournament. So these 4 matches, it's kind of, they're really good opponents, So these will be the 4 toughest contests in a row that we've had to face all season. These are some really good teams. They get a lot of national notoriety, being the top region in this area, or the top conference in this area, the SAC. So it's we got our work cut out for us for sure. But if we're successful, then I think that kind of gives us a good spot for the regional rankings, and as we look to kind of go to the next level in being able to participate in the region or the NCAA tournaments.
And to wrap up, we do have some news. Maddie Reed won another Specialist of the Week. What has she been to your team this season?
She's just a phenomenal individual. First of all, she's mature. She's been here. She's dialing in on the assist record here at Lander. She runs our offense. She's respected by all the girls. You can't say enough about her and what she brings to our team. She's just, I love her as a person, and I think she's just a wonderful, contributor to our team. Leads us She helps balance the team. I don't know how you play without a person like Maddie.
Coach, thank you for your time as always. We'll have more of the Bearcat Coaches Show after this.
Open since 1959, the Dixie Drive-In is home to the Dixie Cheese. A short-order restaurant with a family-friendly atmosphere, the Dixie Drive-In offers comfort foods like burgers, fries, and sweet tea. Located across the street from the Jeff May Complex at 600 Montague Avenue, be sure to plan your post-game meal at the Dixie Drive-In.
It is head women's soccer coach Chris Ayer joining us on the Bearcat Coaches Show. Coach, your team had a great week last week, a 2-0 victory over Young Harris and a 4-1 win over USC Buford. What does that mean for your team as you head into the final week of the regular season?
Yeah, it was a great week. The girls really worked hard in practice. It was an interesting week. We had a torrential downpour on Wednesday before the Young Harris match, and the girls stayed focused and did really well and played well. We finished the goals this week, which was important, and they really played well, stepped up.
Yeah, you host Albany State on Wednesday, and then you travel to Georgia College on Saturday. What are you looking for as your team trying to position yourselves for a PBC tournament bid?
Yeah, it's a big week for us. You know, it's just trying to get ourselves ready for the postseason. You know, we are in the postseason tournament now, so we know that. But trying to figure out exactly what we're going to follow, what we need to do is important. But just continuing to build every day and to win the day, so to speak, and just to make sure that we're getting better and we're peaking at the right time.
Coach, thank you for your time. We'll have more of the Bearcat Coaches Show after this.
If you're looking for a place to enjoy good eats and good times, look no further than Sports Break. Great food, friendly service, and a fun atmosphere have been on the menu since 1990. So bring the family by for lunch, stop in to watch a game, or enjoy a late night with friends with some cold drinks while listening to live music at Sports Break.
Welcome back to the Bearcat Coaches Show. I have head women's tennis coach Samantha Pinchoff with me. You wrapped up your fall. You're beginning to wrap up your fall in the coming weeks. You did play in the Lander Invitational. How do you think your team's done in the fall season?
I think we've done good. I think we've had some high moments and we've had some learning moments. And so we played a lot, which is my whole goal for the fall, was to just play a lot. So I'm happy with it, but we definitely have things we need to work on going into off season. And so we're ready to grind.
And the spring season is just around the corner. You've got some big time players on your team. What are you looking to step up this season?
Yeah, so it's hard because I think we've got to do it as a team this year. I think this year's potential for us to break through. And I think one thing we learned from the fall is that we definitely need each other. So, while we are all on different levels, we definitely need to show up as a whole team this year to break through and to reach our goals. And so I'm not necessarily looking at one player, but I'm looking at for the whole team to really step up and for us to do it together this year.
Coach, thank you for joining us, and thank you for watching the Bearcat Coaches Show.